What's going on? What's going on? It's just gonna keep happening. This is the thing now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm still hearing it,
I know.
but only when Tip talks.
Better?
I don't know. Keep talking.
Better?
Is it better? Is it better? Is it better? How about now? How about now? How about now? Is it better? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
You better not be talking about butter. That's a completely different subject.
Parquet.
I think
Butter.
it might be better. I was playing with the bass boost all the way down now.
Seems to be better.
Yeah.
You seem to be
Well,
better.
welcome to another edition of Why Did I Ask For? As always, I'm your host, Dan. With me is Pat
Hi. What's going on, everybody?
and Tip.
Hey,
And today's special guest, Bernie Sanders.
really?
The Crib Keeper?
No?
He's here?
Wow.
I love that show.
We just upped
Right?
our popularity.
No, he just has nothing better to do.
Aside from defend the free world.
Right? Down with Trump.
Hey, let's not have any politicalness here.
You know, so I mentioned this in a upcoming recording that will be coming out whenever. But the greatest thing to come out of this whole election are the Obama-Biden memes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. They are
I found a
beautiful.
page today that had like 30 of them. Some of them are so good.
I like to think to myself that that's really how those two interact.
Yeah. It'd be great, right?
Yep.
They're not created. They're just scripted. Somebody at the White House is like, well, I'm going to get fired soon anyway. I'm just going to write down conversations they've actually had.
It would be awesome though, because I could just imagine it, like the one about Trump being late. It's like, oh, I can't believe he's late. Biden, it's because I gave him the wrong address. Obama's like, but he's the president-elect. Biden's like, I don't care what you call him.
What was the one I really liked? Hold on, I saved it. I liked it so much.
Damn it, Cat.
What?
Porn.
Can you hear that?
I could hear little squeakies, but that's nothing too bad.
It's much louder in here. Cat's taking a dump right now. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
You gotta
Let's
go.
be-
You gotta go.
Let's be eating burritos when he shows up, Joe. And wearing massive sombreros, Joe. Okay, but what about orange face paint?
Oh, those are great. I love them.
My favorite one so far is where he says, Joe, did you take all the pins? Goes, yes. And he says, why? Because he's bringing his own pence.
Yeah. I figured you'd like that one. I read that one. I was like, that's a Pat.
Yeah.
I appreciate
It's a
it.
pun, it's a pat.
It's a pun. It's a pat. It's wonderful. Everybody's
So
happy.
I noticed you're not doing the No Shave November thing, Pat.
No, I'm going to a family reunion, and I have to apparently shave for it.
Why?
I don't know. Everybody's going clean shaven for my family, so I figured I would do it too.
Why?
Be your own person.
I
Stop
know.
being a
Yeah.
sheep.
I know.
And learn
I'm
how
sorry.
24-hour clocks work.
Oh my god. Okay,
What?
that may seem a bit random, but man,
Yeah.
I just got unloaded on by the Jackass Express clowns because I know what military time is, but I was trying to make a joke. I was trying to be sarcastic because never mind. Tip
And
you
it
tell the story.
failed.
We all know how well that worked out for you, Pat.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to make jokes. I don't think.
You're better off being the butt of the joke.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of jokes, did you see the one where Biden's looking at Obama and goes, make a fake birth certificate and put it in an envelope marked secret and leave it in the desk.
Yes, I did see that one. That's great.
Yeah, there's so many of those that I could spend all day on them if there was that many.
Yep.
So congratulations, U.S. You have a new president.
Just wait. Bieber's going to be running for parliament?
That's never gonna happen. He'll get lynched before
We-
that happens.
That's
We
horrible.
thought Trump would never run for president. Then we thought, oh, there's no way he can win the primary. Then, no way he can win the election.
There's a really great South Park episode where I think that they talk about how everybody voted for him just because we thought it was a joke. Haha, it was funny. But then we let the joke go on for too long, and now we elected him. By the time we realized that he was actually going to do it, it was too late.
Yeah,
And I
that
think
was a
it-
more recent one.
Yeah. And Donald Trump was actually the president of Canada. So
So here's something funny, unexpected consequence of the Trump election. So on Imgur, this girl posted back in February that if Trump wins, she'll do a not safe for work video or GIF of her hula hooping.
wow.
So-
oh boy.
Trump won, so she had to own up to it, and instead of just saying, "Hey guys, it was just a joke, I don't want to do it,"
Yeah.
she like built it up for a week. Like, yeah, it's coming, guys, it's gonna happen at 11:59 Friday Mountain Standard Time. Like, just built it up, and then the video came out, and it was a link to her in a bikini top and some shorts, hula hooping, and there was like real production value to this video, and everyone just went ape shit over it, like fucking nuts.
Why?
And
Because she actually did it, or because she wasn't naked?
because she wasn't naked, and then she had the audacity to ask for people to go to her GoFundMe page. And the GIF wasn't on Imgur, it was a link to a YouTube video that she made. So everyone goes apeshit, and no one can figure out why all these guys are going crazy about it. And the most amazing thing happened. She went from 300,000 points to 1,000. Everyone just got together and decided, yeah, we're going to downvote everything you've ever done.
Ouch!
Yeah.
Don't piss off horny nerds.
Nope. Definitely not.
So Dan, are you prepared for the insane influx of Americans moving to Canada now?
No. Although I did find it funny. I don't know if the reports were true, but there were reports like the day after elections that the Canada's immigration page crashed.
Yep.
Hey, I heard
I
that.
was like, depending on where you look, it's some people say it was true, and some people are like, no, it didn't actually happen. But I wouldn't doubt it.
I heard.
And then I saw another picture. I think it was on Facebook or something, and it was suggesting that all the blue states became provinces,
oh,
basically
yeah.
of Canada, so it would redraw the boundary lines.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty funny because that would give us like all of California, like the entire West Coast. So
It
we
would.
get-
It would give you
get
the
Seattle.
entire West Coast crippling debt.
Plus, we would get like all of New England.
And their crippling debt. You know where, like,
Yeah, but dude,
the
We're
10
legalized-
least solvent states in the country are? The East Coast and the West Coast.
that's okay.
We
We're
get rid of
legalizing-
them?
We're legalizing weed. It's fine.
Yeah.
I guess
We'll just cover their debt with what we make off the weed.
We're legalizing weed too, ironically.
I thought
Yeah,
it was
but
already
look, when-
legalized.
When
in-
we do it,
Oh boy.
it will be federally legal across the board. The way
we
you
like
guys
to
are
leave
doing
it up
it
to the
is-
states.
It's state legal, but the DEA can still come in and fuck your shit up.
Yeah, but really, how much is that going to cost?
Yeah, it probably costs more to organize a bus than it would be to just let them have it.
Yeah.
It would be, but they're still doing it.
No, they aren't. DEA hasn't gone into any of the states where it's been legalized.
Like Colorado, right? Isn't Colorado
Yep.
reporting a record surplus because of all the money they're making off of taxing marijuana purchases?
Yep.
Yep.
It's wild.
Colorado, Washington, Oregon,
What were the states that just voted it in this election?
California, New
Vegas?
Hampshire, Maine.
I think Nevada. Could be wrong. All I know
This
is
is
that one of my
easy.
cousins was too excited about that, and we're a little bit concerned for him. We haven't heard from him in a while. So,
He's
Is
on
it
a
the one I
couch-
know?
He's on a couch somewhere eating
No.
Cheetos.
not a couch, not a cousin you know. Too. But yeah, he's gonna be like that commercial now. It's like he was cool before he started smoking weed, and then he's there all
Okay.
pasty on the thing.
So
I
it
remember
was,
those commercials.
Yeah,
They all like
it was-
deflate into the furniture.
yeah.
Good
It
time.
is legalized for recreational use in California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Massachusetts, and Maine. It
Not
is
bad.
oh, and Alaska. Apparently, it's been legal in Alaska
It's
for
been
a
legal in
while.
Alaska for like ever.
Yeah, no one
Yeah.
knew. And it's medicinally legal in Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Florida, and Hawaii.
So what are you seeing? What's the trend you're seeing there?
That old people are voting to legalize weed because they all live in Florida.
No. That the majority of those states that have legalized for recreational or medicinal use border Canada.
I don't think that's true. 1, 2,
The majority of them, fuck.
5, 6,
You got
7,
Alaska,
8, 9,
Washington, New York,
10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Illinois.
6, 7,
Well,
8. Illinois doesn't.
I guess Illinois
I-
technically
1,
doesn't border Canada, but it's close enough.
7, 8, 9, 10,
It's a bunch of
11,
them anyway.
12, 13, 14. Not even half.
You know, I'm gonna. Can I be a little bit of a speculation theorist here, real quick?
Yep.
Of course.
The government has already decided. I feel like they've already decided they're going to legalize it across the state. I mean, across the country. But what they're doing is they don't want to let people realize that that's their plan to make back a bunch of taxpayer dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing is that they're creating the illusion that it's a struggle over the course of a long period of time, so that people begrudgingly accept that the people who are against it will get the satisfaction of knowing they fought against it for this long. People who are for it will know that they get the satisfaction of having fought for it this long. But eventually, it's going to get legalized everywhere, and they're just going to tax the hell out of it. And in the meantime, they're making money off of the people who are smuggling some of it across the state border somehow, and then busting them. I mean, if you follow the money, it's
But
very
that doesn't make
obvious.
any sense, though.
Go on.
Because you're still wasting money and space in prison for the people that you're busting, which kind of half the point of legalization was to free up space in prisons, because there's people doing significantly longer sentences for minor possession.
It's possible. However, they're imprisoning the people that knew how to get it outside of the government's control. What they want is for people to have it with the government's knowledge of them having it, so they can tax them for it appropriately. If you have
Yes, but what you're saying is that they're slowly doing this so they can set up the people that are going to smuggle it across state lines and bust those people.
well,
But
for
they're still
now,
gonna,
anyway.
they're still going to bust people for minor possession and put them in jail for it. So you're taking up space in jail for somebody that had 2 grams on them. Why?
That's true. Well, maybe that's a part of it, because
our
then they have to
jails are
justify.
privatized,
Okay,
and
there you go.
congressmen need election contributions.
And they have to be able to justify why the people in jail are in jail if they legalize it in the state. You know what I mean?
because
Yes,
they broke the
but-
law.
They
For
would have
every
to,
person that they're putting in jail for this, it's costing the taxpayers money to keep them there.
It's true.
Now,
That's a good
here's
point.
my
Actually, I
thought
didn't
on
think about that.
legalization. I'm all for legalizing, but I don't think we should release everyone that's currently in jail once we legalize.
Oh no way.
Oh, no,
Because-
not all at once.
Because they broke the law at the time.
Not all at once, but I mean, people that are serving 5 years for, a 5 grams of possession,
They broke the law.
Yeah.
let them out.
Nah.
Yeah, they
Absolve
broke the
them.
law.
That's bullshit.
They broke the law. They know the
No, it is.
rules.
It's bullshit.
They just got
You're gonna
caught.
put them-
That's the only
You're going to
difference.
get 5 years for fucking having a very small amount
That they knew the rules when they
of
went in.
weed, which is bullshit.
Okay. I think
Take
They
a
knew
sm-
the rules when
I
they went in.
believe
the
we can
smugglers,
agree to
keep the
disagree.
dealers. Fine. But the people that are serving lengthy sentences for minor possession just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not saying let everybody out.
No, and really, I think it has a lot to do with it, because there's a lot of factors that go into it, like good behavior and, civic duty and, civil service and maybe probation, based off how some people do with those things. I bet you they can make exceptions, but I feel like over the course of the next 20 years, here's my prediction. If we go on for the next 20 years, and I know we will. Number one, Dan, don't say that, Dan. Damn. Number one.
Just remember, Dan, when Canada is looking for someone to defend them from
France.
I don't know, aliens.
Joking. But no, wait. Let me finish my prediction. Over the next 20 years, marijuana will be legalized across the country because there's way too much money in it for them not to. And number two, like media as we know it, the big names, ABC, NBC, Fox, and all that, they're all going to disappear into the ether because most entertainment value and news is now moving to the internet. And it's going to completely
And
obliterate.
we're here at the forefront. $1 business.
The forefront, adjacent to the left side of it. Yeah, we're there. But you know what? While you guys were talking about that, I looked up some of the medical benefits that they say marijuana has.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I would list off a couple of these, see how cool this is, actually.
Before you do that, did you guys see the one where Obama's pointing at Joe's shoes and it says, "Joe, what are those?" And Joe goes, "My light up sneakers."
What's wrong with light up sneakers, Tip? I
don't know. I thought it was funny.
My 3-year-old has light up sneakers.
And so does Joe Biden, our former vice president, or soon to be former vice president. It can be used to treat glaucoma.
Yep.
Apparently that's a big deal with older people.
Well,
So
yeah.
me and Dan are going to need that very soon. We're aging rapidly.
I'm already on it.
It may reverse the carcinogenic effects of tobacco and improve lung health.
Carcinogen.
Carcinogenic.
I disagree.
You disagree? Okay.
Here's why.
Dan has experience. Uh-oh.
If you've ever smoked it in a pipe consistently for, let's say, a week, and then look inside of that, the amount of tar that's still in that pipe, that's no bueno. That's going in your lungs. That's worse than a cigarette.
Well, I'm gonna
Now,
tell businessinsider.com
Carcinogen-wise,
they're wrong.
yes. There's significantly less carcinogens in it because it's a natural plant.
So
But-
is tobacco.
Yeah, but they do shit to it. The way they cure it and dry it and shit.
I'm just messing with you.
But yeah, it's. I would say it's heavier. There's way more tar. Anyway, continue.
No problem. No, I'm. That's an excellent observation. And of course, people should research this. I'm just reading this off of businessinsider.com.
Now, my prediction, real fast, is that we have a businessman in the White House now, so it's not even going to take 20 weeks.
Yes, it will.
It's gonna. I don't know.
That'll
Maybe.
take a
Maybe not.
whole lot longer. He's not
He-
for it.
He is the most liberal Republican ever elected.
You know, I will agree with you there. Because I can't stand the guy myself. But that's how far left I think our country's gone. Is that now Donald Trump's on the right? Because growing up, he was always on the left. Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
There's an interview with him from like 1983 that says like if he ever ran for president, I think it was on Carson, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
If
he would
ever
do it
ran
as
for president, he would run as a Republican because they're the stupidest voters out there and they'll believe anything on Fox News. And what happened?
He demonstrated it.
Yep.
It's a great sociology experiment that screws us over in the end. Okay, now it can also help control epileptic seizures. Now that I've heard a lot about, like especially
They actually have a THC roll-on. So
Yep.
it's like your roll-on deodorant, and they've shown it like a kid having a seizure, and they just roll it on the bottom of his foot,
I saw that video.
calms right down,
That is
If I had a
amazing.
THC roll-on,
all over the forehead all day.
just man, I'm kind of hungry.
He went so far from having seizures, he went to a complete stop. Now we're gonna have to re-jolt him. That's how far well it works. It decreases the symptoms of severe seizure disorder known as Dravet syndrome, which I'm assuming it means the same thing, but I guess this is a more severe version of seizures. A chemical found in marijuana stops cancer from spreading. Now, this I am very well aware with because I can't say who, but I know somebody in my sphere of people that actually was battling cancer and sadly did not come out the victor. And one of the options that they were offered was for them to administer some of the cannabis oil. And he declined because he was so avidly against it. But they did say that it would. It may not cure it, but at least it would deaden the pain. And so, I mean, that's something that I feel, for that reason alone, at least should be applied medically. But we're already starting to see the development
and here's
of
the thing. So what they're referring to there is that just by smoking or consuming it in some way, that the natural THC in the cannabis stops the spread of cancer. That's just taking it in its natural state and consuming it. If they were to somehow use the genealogy of the plant, I'm sure they could extract something more or use it to make a cure.
I don't think genealogy is the right word.
Why not? Genealogy of a plant?
Genealogy is tracing back your roots.
Look it up, motherfucker. You can do a genealogy of a plant.
such anger. I love
To
it.
the Google.
Do the googs.
And
Okay, so then,
Genealogy. A line of descent traced continuously from an ancestor.
plant genealogy, motherfucker. The first
such
fucking
anger, Dan. Such anger.
Mine is Ancestry.com.
Here's a good one. It may decrease anxiety, which I feel we have a lot of anxiety right now.
Two of
no
your
shit.
may have partook. Just saying.
What's up? No. Look, mine's good old-fashioned rum here. Well, I don't know what your guys' problem is.
Makes you better at math.
It does
No.
increase your focus, I believe.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, bad Business Insider.
It from an outsider's perspective, looking at somebody who's stoned watching TV, it looks like they're really paying attention, but really, we just can't move.
But what if you're incredibly focused inside your head and you just can't say it? You can't reciprocate that. You're really smart in here. And
It's
then,
not about intelligence. It's saying that it increases your focus is, well, at least in my experience, not true. I can watch like 6 episodes of a show in a row. No fucking idea what I just watched. Watch them again. It's like I've never seen them before.
It's like me with
You
whiskey.
want focus? It's either Adderall or Ritalin.
That was the beginning, first couple episodes with Jessica Jones for me, but that had nothing to do with any side things. It's just I didn't know what was going on.
Fair enough.
It
Pat
slows the
took Adderall for.
No.
Go ahead,
I'm talking
Pat. Go ahead.
I took Jessica Jones. That's an amazingly
Oh.
good-looking girl. Anyway, THC slows the progression of Alzheimer's disease. I know people who have been touched by Alzheimer's, so that's something super important. You hear the stories of these old people with silver alerts that take off, and they cause those silver alerts, and people are like, where did these elderly people go? It's usually because they have Alzheimer's and they're confused and they just kind of take off. They think they're in a different time or place or whatever.
Well, you just forget everything until you finally forget how to live.
Yeah. You basically revert to a child. You really do.
It's like being born backwards, I think.
Okay, Benjamin Button. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like that movie.
Yeah.
The drug eases the pain of multiple sclerosis.
Yep, I know that actually firsthand. My cousin's ex-wife had MS, or still, I guess she still has MS, but
It's
she's used
treated
it.
now.
She's used it as a part of her regular treatment.
And other types of muscle spasms could be helped as well. That's what it's saying as well. Now, I thought, to be fair, I should also pull up this. I should also pull up an article of. Oh God, what is this?
We're not fair and balanced, Pat.
Oh God, I'm gonna pull
Should
up.
also
No,
pull up this article of, oh God.
I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, pull up this article stating the negative effects of cannabis oil or cannabis in general.
Increase in grocery bills.
Tax dollars depleting.
Obesity.
Number one, dry mouth.
Yep.
I mean, it could save you from cancer, but God help you, you're gonna have dry mouth.
You might have to take a drink.
You might have to have a glass of water with you. Dizziness.
Yeah.
Dizziness. Everybody gets a little bit dizzy once in a while. Increased appetite. That's a negative effect. Negative effect.
How's that a negative effect?
We're in America. I don't think we have that problem. We already have this problem, increased appetite.
Speaking of appetite, did you guys know the McRib's back?
Oh, God, Tip, don't start. Oh, I've never tried one of those, but why is everybody so obsessed with the McRibs, Tip? Why?
Because they're pork formed in the shape of a rib, slathered in barbecue sauce, and put on a hoagie.
Keywords there are formed in the shape of.
It doesn't matter.
I like how Tip, when he said that, sounded like it sounded like a movie trailer. It's pork in the form of a rib coming to your colon in the most...
One man is challenged to eat it.
With explosive results.
Yes, those are all accurate descriptors.
So, okay, here's another negative implication of the marijuanas. Memory impairment. It's kind of contradictory to the whole Alzheimer's thing.
We discussed that with TV shows.
Wait, what?
It has memory impairment. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you did there. Okay, well.
And he fell for it.
Okay. Oh, here's one that I know definitely affects Dan. Lack of motivation.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I've been there.
Some people
like,
who
hey,
are
you should
against
really
the
edit
use...
this week's podcast. Or...
Okay, we know that
You
he's
can wait till
talking
tomorrow.
about having a lollipop. That's what he's talking about.
You know who were big fans of the marijuana?
You're still wearing that shirt. What's going on with you, Tip? That's 3 weeks.
It's Tuesday.
And last
actually-
week was an old episode, so that's 4 weeks.
That's my Tuesday shirt.
It's my Tuesday shirt.
The loss of motivation may be explained by how cannabis affects the brain. Some studies suggest that the long-term cannabis users have lower levels of dopamine, a chemical in the brain that is directly responsible for motivation. All right. It also says a negative effect of it is anxiety.
But it cures anxiety.
Wait, but the positive... Yeah.
Why does it
on
say
the
that then?
positive side,
It says paranoia and anxiety.
Paranoia. Yeah, anxiety caused by paranoia, perhaps.
Oh, I
But-
see. Okay.
In my experience, the paranoia comes from, oh no, what if somebody finds out? It's nothing more than that. Like, I don't want the cops to be called on me. Because then they're going to take it and they're going to smoke it all.
This one here doesn't make much sense to me. Although it has been proven that cannabis can act as a medicine to help people combat depression, in some cases it might work the opposite way. So it says it causes depression.
Well, it's in the same vein. Antidepressants cause people to off themselves. The chemicals in your brain just get all mixed up, and
But that tells me that it just kind of like highlights a pre-existing condition. It's kind of like throwing gasoline on a fire. You're not going to make it better by over-medicating it. Same thing could be said about alcohol. Right?
well, in some cases, people that take
Unless you know how to
antidepressants,
use it correctly.
in some cases, people that take antidepressants, they're okay. They don't off themselves. In other cases, they take them, and then
Look, I get that. I get that. I think, but it also has to
Rest
depend
in
on the
peace,
person.
Robin Williams.
I was
I forgot about that.
really trying to get you guys not to say that. Mrs. Doubtfire.
You can try as hard as you want. We're going to end up there.
Okay, next one on the list is addiction. Like most drugs, there is a risk of addiction associated with cannabis use. When an individual stops using cannabis, cannabinoid receptors must adjust back to normal levels, which leads to psychological and physical withdrawal symptoms.
That's the same
No.
with everything, even
Not
food.
true. Not true.
Okay?
Not true. Not true at all.
Explain.
If there does exist some form of addiction to it, it's more of a mental addiction than it is a physical addiction like other drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So you just think that you need it, but you don't, and your withdrawal symptoms are nothing, if not like you can't eat for a day or two, and then you get hungry and you eat. It's really, I've watched plenty of people go through withdrawals. It's nothing.
Well, and then also,
Maybe they can't get to sleep at night because they're used to just getting high and then going to sleep. But I don't think it's anywhere near, when you mention it as an addiction, I don't think it's anywhere near the same as alcohol or heroin or cocaine or cigarettes or fucking eating sugar or anything that can be classified as a physical addiction.
although some people do not believe cannabis to be addictive, researchers stand firm on their findings. I'm just reading what the article's saying. Don't kill me. Cannabis is a
You
psychoactive
motherfucker.
drug which activates the same brain reward regions as do other abused drugs. But you know what? This could be said that anybody who abuses anything is going to meet with the same type of problem.
Yeah.
You know, anything in excess is going to be bad for you. Anything in too few is going to be bad for you. It's always about a healthy moderation in the two.
Yeah.
You know where else they talk about a healthy moderation? The Bible. Sorry, go on.
No,
Had to throw in my stick, man. Come on.
I know.
Bloody Catholic. You got to stick with it, baby. Also, last
Yeah.
but not least, lung problems.
Well, yeah, because you're smoking.
But
Like-
in the other one, it said it cured lung problems.
Like cigarettes, smoking marijuana can have a detrimental effects on a user's respiratory system. Anything that lights in the plants on fire creates respiratory irritants. Studies show that people who smoke marijuana can suffer from respiratory problems, such as bronchitis, coughing, and wheezing. We don't advise people to smoke cannabis at all, says Winsky, who instead recommends using a vaporizer. Dan, do you want us to send you a humidifier? Would that work out better?
Edibles,
Why?
brownies.
It says a vaporizer.
We just found a shop that opened nearby. They have all sorts of wonderful things in there.
All right.
Edibles and soda. I'll say it as the Americans say it. They have soda that gets you high.
Are we
Awesome.
are we discovering the actual reason people are moving to Canada from the United States? I think we
I'm
have.
high on life.
I'm drunk on rum. How about that?
So
Stick with what your forefathers taught you.
My first experience
I
getting
think that's our next shirt. I'm drunk on rum.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
my first experience with smoking pot, I couldn't sleep because I kept hearing a popping sound in my head,
Okay.
like a.
It's your clock.
I was gonna say that.
It was.
Well, it was a loud sound. I've always heard that it enhances your hearing and your situational awareness. Like you're overly aware of your situation. The colors become brighter. Like somebody turned up the saturation on life.
No.
No?
That's acid.
Okay. I don't know.
Pat's researching the wrong drugs
Hey, did you know that LSD can be used as a weight loss program?
Because it
and to
kills
fight PTSD.
Well, yeah, because I mean, who the fuck's gonna get into the fridge when there's a fucking dragon guarding it?
The hobbits.
you. I love that. That is so great. That's so great.
I read that somewhere. That wasn't original.
Oh, still, I love that.
I'm not that funny.
It's all right. We knew that already. Oh, I'm just kidding.
So
So,
anyway,
you guys getting ready for the holidays over there in Canada?
what holiday?
Don't you got Christmas coming up? Are you not celebrating the Christmas, eh?
Not yet.
No?
What are you talking about? We've been doing it since August.
We got 15 days.
15 days?
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe Dan might be the person that I need to talk to about this.
Wait, does Canada have a different Christmas than the United States?
No, dumbass. I just don't set anything up until Advent calendars start, which is December 1st.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh.
Thank you.
And being that my daughter goes to a Catholic school and she refuses to believe me when I tell her God isn't real, we still do Advent.
Bless your heart, little Decept. You're going to make it.
Why
far.
do you tell your
Just kidding.
5-year-old daughter that God isn't real?
Because I just don't want her to be disappointed when she's older. Like,
So
she came
you're
home
gonna-
one day from school and she was like, Daddy, it's almost Easter. And I'm like, yeah. She was like, you know what that means? I'm like, the Easter bunny comes and you get some chocolate and shit. And she's like, yeah, but did you know Jesus died? And I'm like, yeah, he sure did.
Are you ready for Christmas?
No, not really.
Because I have the same
I mean,
grievance as
ready
you.
how?
I have the same grievance as you in this case. The wife plays the Christmas music constantly now. And in America, we haven't even celebrated our Thanksgiving yet. The turkey
When
has
did she
not been
start?
cut. Huh?
When did she start?
She started at the beginning of November.
Okay. I don't know that you have the same thing that we do,
All right.
but well, it's not called the same day. We have Remembrance Day. November
Veterans Day. Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
That was our last Friday, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, there's a very small window between Halloween and when you can start your Christmas shit.
Yes. Go
And
on.
that's November 1st to November 12th.
And
That's
you
the space
guys
that
have
you
never
can't get,
been.
right?
Meaning, pay your fucking respects to your veterans before you start celebrating Christmas shit.
That's a good way of looking at it. I never thought of it that
It
way.
irritates me to
Excellent.
no end when I walk into a store November 1st and there's Christmas music playing.
Excellent point.
You have no respect for the people that fought for your fucking freedom? Drives me nuts.
I mean, have you seen our streets lately?
I mean, that's that.
But my point is this.
That's something else's fault. But no, I don't do like Christmas preparedness until the first day of Advent, which is December 1st. So that night the tree goes up, the house gets decorated inside. I don't do outside decorations because I'm lazy. And
Join the
then
club.
kids get their first Advent, and then we're off to the races.
See,
And for that matter, my fucking tree
yes,
never gets unplugged for the month of December.
there you go.
It's on 24 hours a day.
There you go. See, and I feel exactly the same way. Is that to us, American Thanksgiving has to end before I can even listen to Christmas music, because it makes no sense.
That makes even more sense too, because you have Veterans Day at the beginning,
Yes.
and then a couple weeks later you have your Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Why the hell are you playing Christmas music before that?
What did the
Well,
Pilgrims?
if you guys have
kill the
ever
Indians
been
for?
to Home Depot,
Just kidding.
they had Christmas trees up
Native Americans. I'm sorry.
the day before Labor Day.
Christmas trees before Labor Day? What the fuck is the point? Like real ones?
No, not real ones.
Oh, okay.
Real ones would die.
September. You're saying September?
Yeah.
August.
That's a little
Well,
bit.
Labor
far.
Day's in
That's
early
that's
September, but
pushing
okay.
it. That's pushing it.
Labor Day is the first Monday of September.
But you know what? I feel like I don't know what it is. People are so talk about addiction. They're addicted to the concept of Christmas that they can't wait for its appropriate time. And it's always been December. Since when do you celebrate? Okay, supermarkets, stores. I get why they want to get that stuff out early, because rather than have 25 days where you can make a lot of money, you want to have 90
Yeah.
days. But
Yeah, they're trying to capitalize on those type of people that just want to have all their Christmas shit up now.
But I'd make the argument that people that try to rush it along and try to be Christmas like half the year don't understand Christmas. They just want to buy crap. And it makes no sense. You're defeating the whole purpose of what it's for.
Well,
So if you just celebrate Christmas before December 1st, you're full of shit. I'm sorry. I love you, audience.
well, not necessarily. I'd say the people that want it like 6 months out of the year are people who really, really like Christmas for what it is. They get into the decorating. They get into having their family over all the time, and it's not so much about the presents.
Yeah, but you could do that
In
all
my
year.
opinion.
But I'm talking about the people who are playing on Pandora the Jingle Bells 24/7.
Yeah.
I
Too
guess
early.
I almost had to run my car into a train today because I started humming Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Thought
If I was
too
driving
early.
that train, I would have tried to derail it. Like, that motherfucker singing Christmas carols. Get him.
So
Just saying.
And that's how
Fuck,
they
I'm
start.
grumpy today.
No, you are grumpy today. What's the matter, Dan? Are you all right over there? Have you run out of the Ganja over there?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
Fully stopped.
he found a store, remember?
It is a stressful time of year. It is a very stressful time of year.
Yeah.
Everybody's
I mean,
off to the races.
I'm dealing with a different kind of stress in that I'm on contract at work until January.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have that like job security comfort.
Oh, so you don't know if they're going to renew.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
see.
can, Dan.
I would think that
hate
I do
to be
well
the
enough
bearer
for
of bad news, but I don't want you to be stressed over the holidays. Why did Askforce not renewing your contract in January?
I write the contracts, motherfucker.
No, it's just... it's terrible. I'm going to a
Trying to
family
bring-
reunion this weekend.
I was trying to bring some levity into this debate, this depressing debate.
Hang on.
Go on.
I have to ask a question, and it unfortunately has to delve back towards the politics.
Yes, that's fine. Go ahead. Let's go stand that thing going.
You did something. You, Mr. Pat.
Oh wait, I'm down here. Got the point down.
On election night,
I did.
you,
Me?
Pat, on election night, it
Yes.
threw me right the fuck off and made me go, why?
Did ask for it.
What did you do?
What did I do?
What did Pat do?
Wait, I have
The
to do
election
this
was on a Tuesday, which is
Pat
when we
was
record.
drunk.
Oh,
But we didn't record because
I went to my in-laws' house, and we watched as they announced who was winning.
what is that?
And the rest of the world, they wait until all the polls are done,
Mm-hmm.
and then they say, hey, this is who's winning according to the counts.
Mm-hmm.
In America, the second the polls close, before anyone's had a chance to count, they base everything off their exit polls and do all this work and say, we're projecting this state to this person, this state to this person. Not even all the polls in the country have closed. They start Eastern Standard Time and
Oh yeah, I get that. I look, even though I'm Canadian, I watch election night.
yeah.
Every election
Cool.
since I was, I don't know. Who the
It's
fuck was
because
that?
you know who your
It's
overlords
Clinton,
are.
I think.
Tip shop.
I think it was since Clinton.
Okay,
So, like,
yeah,
90
Bill. Yeah.
It went 96, 94.
92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008,
96. It would have been
2005,
96.
2016.
So it would have been 96. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
since then, like I watch election night all the time because I'm kind of fascinated by it in the sense that I have no fucking idea what's going on, but I'm like, oh look, they think he won. Nope, he didn't. Shit like that. Anyway, I get that part of it, but why do? And you're not the only one. I've heard of other people doing this. Like, oh, I'm going to my family's for election night. It's like, why?
Two reasons. Number one, Americans, we make a sport out of everything. So
Okay.
if it's football, it's election night. And number two, I'm from El Paso, where there's several Mexicans which use everything possible to make a party out of. We, like, somebody could have chipped a tooth. Hey, he lost his first tooth. Let's get a cooler full of beer and we'll have a good time. Matter of fact, Tip, how did you find out that me and April were going out for the first time? Oh,
At
man.
an election party.
Thank you.
You can see him going, shit, I know this one.
That was when Bush and Gore were having the election, and it was really
No.
close, wasn't it? I thought it was Bush and Gore.
Bush and Kerry.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Gore was vice president, wasn't he?
But he
Yeah.
ran against Bush during the first election, I want to say. Because
In
Bush served
2000.
2 terms.
In 2000?
Yeah, he ran against Bush in 2000 and lost. Then Kerry really lost in 2004.
Yeah.
Tells you a lot about Kerry's personality.
Poor bastard. Anyway.
But
I
yeah,
just had
we
to
make
ask that,
parties
'cause I
out
thought
of
it was weird,
everything.
'cause I've heard of other people doing, like, getting together with their families on election night, and I'm like, why? That's never been a thing for us. Like, we don't get together on election night and, like, who's going to be the prime minister? It's go vote, wake up in the morning, see what happens.
You know what?
Well, just wait until you wake up in the morning and Justin Bieber's prime minister.
It's never going to
Then-
happen.
Then you guys are going to be like, we got to watch this shit.
Dan, we said Donald Trump would never be president. Just wait. man.
Trust me. It's never going to happen.
I feel like the ghosts of Christmas past here telling you, Dan, Justin Bieber will be your prime minister.
I won't believe it. I refuse. It's not going to happen.
This will be
Now,
your new
here's the
national
funny-
salute.
Here's the funny thing about how does Pat know Justin Bieber's symbol?
Because
That's a
on
good, is that what that is?
SNL they made fun of him like that. That's how I know that.
So here's the way I see the world going. England decided to do Brexit, and they voted for Brexit. And everyone's
they
like,
thought-
oh, this is the stupidest thing that's ever happened. And America's like, really? Watch this. And now I expect Canada or Australia to be like, oh, so the colonies are involved now. We'll show them what the Commonwealth can do.
No, that's going to be like They did what? Hold my beer.
Exactly. And that's going to be the end of the world. It's not going to be hellfire and brimstone. It's going to be a bunch of people trying to one-up each other.
I think on a global level, whoever leads Canada, insignificant. And here's why. We don't
That is
have
going to be a
the
sound
army.
bite. I'm sorry,
We
go
don't
on.
have the army to do a fucking thing. Most of our
That's
navy
funny.
is shit. And we actually purchased, and I've said this on a podcast before, we've purchased used aircrafts from Russia. We aren't a military threat. So really, fuck are we going to do? It doesn't matter if a fucking rat's running the country. I mean a literal rat, not like a... He's a rat.
Well, we got a rat running ours, and I doubt
saying.
we're going to have a much better effect here. We just, you know what's
No,
happened?
but you guys have the military power to do things, and your troops will do what they're told.
By this man. That's the problem.
So
You have a global
here's-
superpower controlled by Donald Trump.
Here's where
I would
that
hope that he
goes.
runs the country as a business, in a sense that when he appoints somebody to a position, like I feel like currently the president's like always has a little bit of say with everybody.
Mhm.
Like, here's how I think you should do your job as Secretary of State. Kind of steps in every now and again. But if Trump runs this thing like a business and he puts somebody in a position and just goes, your job now, go, and just completely backs away from it, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's going to
Yep.
do, because if you've seen him in interviews or just any media from post-election, I think he really wanted to win the election. I think
Yeah.
for him it was about winning,
Yeah.
and now he's like, oh shit, I'm president now. I don't think he thought it through.
It's kind of like, oh crap, she's pregnant. And that's the same type of mentality he
Yes.
gives to me. And before he got Mike Pence to be his VP, I heard that he had approached Paul Ryan, and basically Paul Ryan, he told him, look man, I want to be president by name, but you'll be president by action. You'll be the one
Yeah.
making the decisions, making the calls, because you have all the experience. I just want to beat Clinton, and I just want to be president by name.
Right.
And he said, based off of that, he said, no way. There's no way. So I can't help but feel like he kind of had the same thing going on with Mike Pence. And he's really going
Yeah.
to be the one doing all the...
That
behind the
can't be
scenes.
good, though. I've heard really, really, really bad things about Pence.
Yeah. Gay people can't buy a pizza under his watch. Such a sad thing.
Did you see that Biden one where he's like, so I talked to Pence like you told me to? And Barack's like, oh, that's nice. He's like, yeah, I showed him this T-Mobile coverage map and said that Gator was real. He's inconsolable.
Oh, those are great. They'll never, ever stop being great.
Before we start getting too close to the end, I actually had a kind of a concept. And for those that believe in the capitalist notion, I want to get your opinion on this. I don't believe Mike Pence can be a true conservative because conservatism suggests you believe in capitalism. And capitalism is indiscriminate to where money comes from. Money is green no matter where you come from. So it doesn't matter if if gay people are buying cakes or buying pizzas or anything, because all the money is still the same. It's still green. Why would you turn away profit?
Well, money's not green anymore.
No?
I
It's
can't
rainbow
answer that.
colored. Actually, the way I feel about capitalism
Mm-hmm.
is it's not about money.
It's kind of
It's
like a love
about-
story.
Yeah, it's about acquiring.
Nobody caught that.
It's like a what?
A love story.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Like,
You know, the documentary.
I never watched.
No,
I didn't-
still
I didn't-
nothing.
I don't
You
know.
know what I'm fucking talking about, Michael Moore?
Yes,
Huh?
I'm
Capitalism, a love
googling
story?
it. Damn it.
God, neither of you have seen that. How have I fucking seen that? And I'm American.
We're not in love with Michael Moore the way you are, Dan. It's okay. You can admit it.
Yeah, when he said he would move to Canada, I was like, go now. Why wait?
Apparently, and I don't think this has anything to do with the election or the results or anything, but apparently I read a story that was published in local newspapers that Will Ferrell is considering moving here to Ottawa.
So is Bryan Cranston. Not Ottawa specifically, but to Canada in general. So you might
this one
have
was like
Walter
Will
White over
Ferrell is moving or considering moving to Ottawa. I'm like,
More
that'd
power
be
to
cool
him.
as shit just to run into him.
it. That would be cool.
You might run into him at that little shop you discovered.
Maybe.
No,
But back-
Dan, you got to
back
take the
to
attitude that he
capitalism.
might run into you. You're a celebrity from the Why Did Ask For. Come on.
That's true. I am kind of highbrow.
Move over, Will
Yeah.
Ferrell. Your fake account
Actually,
makes more
you know
Twitter
what?
followers than
You know
you.
what? You know what? Will Ferrell, if you're listening,
Here we go.
if you move to my city, I
There's
challenge
a couch
you.
you can lay on.
I challenge you to a drum off.
A drama.
Yeah, that's right. You may be able to take down Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but you won't take me down.
Oh, damn. So, what will this
Mike.
hashtag be called?
Nothing.
Dan calls out Will Ferrell.
Who can I call out? Oh, basically back to capitalism.
Oh yeah, we kind of took a
We were
detour.
talking about something and I researched it, so I got to do it. It's weaponized autism.
God help us. Go on.
You or capitalism?
Me.
Oh, okay.
So basically, capitalism is economy, trade sectors controlled by the private sector for profit, rather than the state dictating where that profit comes from. I believe that you have the right to sell to whoever you want and not sell whoever you want, and for whatever reason you want. I don't believe you can belittle somebody, but to say, hey, I kind of don't believe you guys should be married, so why am I going to sell you a wedding cake? It's a valid excuse. If that's your true religious conviction, okay. For me,
I just, you know what it is? It's still money. Why
For
would you
me-
turn down money? I'm
because you're true to your religious beliefs.
sorry. Okay.
For me, I'd be the guy opening the cake shop next to the Christians, catering only to gay weddings.
I should
Be like, this guy won't make your cake. I will.
point out that not all Christians are against gay people. It's a
No,
completely different thing.
I've got no problem with it, and I think a lot of people don't, but there are still those people that, hey, I can't condone this marriage. They may like the people, but can't do it.
And you know what? You're absolutely right, Tip. And I
And
apologize
it's-
because I was probably a little bit unclear. They absolutely have the right to refuse service. That's totally within their rights.
It's
I don't understand why you would turn down money, and maybe that's the bad side of it. Is that if
because you have to really believe in something, Pat, so you're not really Catholic. You don't really believe in your faith if you would not turn down money to defend it.
But what the fuck does that mean, though? Really believe in it? Do you know how many different sects there are of Christianity?
Exactly, but there are some people that
Because at some point people went, "That's a little much. I believe most of that, but I'm gonna go this way."
Okay,
and start
yeah,
my own
but-
thing."
the point I'm making is someone's belief is A. You can't force someone to acquiesce to a belief that's B,
that's true,
unless person B's belief is I don't want A to kill me.
but that's a bit of an extreme, don't you think? I mean, this is just kind of like, I mean, you know what? It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because you're absolutely right. You could open up the cake shop next to him, and that person would make a ton of money.
Yeah.
You know what
Because my whole thing is I want to kind of rub salt in the wound. So if they're saying,
Of course you
hey,
do.
it's like, hey, you shouldn't get married, so I'm not going to sell you a cake. I'm like, hey, guys, come buy a cake.
Next door, at the We Sell Everything shop. See,
And what I'm
he'll
going to do
just call it the
is-
cake next door.
And what I do is I just send my business partner in to buy cakes from them,
Mhm.
the store next to me, and go around back and bring it in the back door, and I just resell their cakes for more.
Oh, I see. So your store would take things in the back door. I get it.
That was a good question. That was a good one.
Well
Sorry.
played, sir.
Uh,
Well
just
played.
Give him the tools. Give him the
Well,
title.
gentlemen, I think we covered about as much politics as I can handle for one day.
Oh God,
So if there's anything else, we'll throw it out there
Yeah,
to final
why did we
thoughts.
get on politics?
it's
I
very
don't know.
relevant. We can't help it.
It's just the thing to do right now, you know.
Should I break something?
Tip,
I mean,
no.
realistically, I'm in the beginning I was like, "Oh God, what the hell did you do? You elected Trump, you fucking idiots." But the more I talk to people, the more they kind of have certain valid points. Not to say that I agree with what Trump has said, but some people raise some valid points as to how he may or may not run the country, and you have to kind of push your own thoughts down and just wait
Yes.
and see what happens. Because the second he makes a move like, we're going to put all the Muslims in camps, a little Hitlery, maybe he wasn't the right guy. But, you know, let's see what he does.
Kind of modern America, I think, would not put up with that anyway. So he knows that he has so far of room that he can move. I've already heard the joke that the reason he wants to build the wall is because he wants to keep people in America, not out of it. He doesn't want us fleeing out.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, anything else?
Final thoughts, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's too many positive things going on in your life right now. Don't focus on all the bad all the time. Take breaks. That's Patrick's final thought.
Fair enough. Tip?
That was pretty deep. I was going to go say something stupid.
Go
No,
for it.
it's fine.
I don't have anything now.
I got nothing now. Oh, man. So look at it this way. Half the people not happy about how the election went. Half the people very happy with how the election went. But America is still 100% America. So it doesn't matter which side you fall on. Have faith that your leader is not going to run you directly into the ground. He's got to make compromises to allow you to feel
To
comfortable.
run into the ground.
Mhm.
To feel comfortable in your own home.
Yeah.
It's the result of any election. It's always going to be 50-50. Half the people are going to be super pissed. Half the people are going to be super excited. The leaders will always find a compromise that suits their political agenda and yet keeps everybody sort of not way pissed off at them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it with
Is
a
that
grain
our
of salt.
message? Is that our message? Hey, don't be way pissed off.
The
It's a good
and the
compromise
best-
of saying most politicians are full of shit, and you're not going to get everything that you thought you're going to get, and you're not going to get the opposite either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're done.
Anyway, so I guess that's it, huh?
I think so. Should
Well,
we?
then I want to thank everybody for joining us, and thank you to our sponsors. Our store, society6.com/whydidaskfor. That's
We sponsor
6.com/whydidaskfor. And our good friends over at geekandgamergear.com. Don't forget, head over to geekandgamergear.com, enter promo code WHYDIDSAVE for 10% off your first order. Thank you, Geek and Gamer Gear. Thank you for listening, and hopefully we made you think, how the fuck did they talk about politics?
I know, and religion. Why did
And
end?
pot.